Hey guys, I'm John Vesely of Secondhand Serenade. My life was pretty simple actually before my music kind of, took a turn towards the positive. I had a little boy and I was working 2 jobs and I was trying to somehow maintain music in my life, which is a difficult thing to do when you're, that busy trying to, provide. I found myself writing music on receipt paper at my work and I just couldn't get my mind off of it really, and eventually just took a chance and recorded an album by myself, and I started touring. I got the label deal and things just got really, really busy all of a sudden. Which was tough for me because one, I was spending a lot of time away from my kids, and that's always a hard thing. Also, I was not used to traveling in the road, and it takes a toll on you at first. But I was also, on the other hand, having a lot of fun. There was that amazing moment. I know it was amazing for me. I was doing quite a bit of touring, and this was shortly after I got signed and my single was going to radio. And I kind of went from touring and playing these small venues, and I remember I was paying out per diem and paying everybody on the bus, and I didn't have enough money for food, and it was kind of like a frustrating, situation to be in, because we were, playing shows, and I was working every night. Everything I got basically went into the music, and I remember there was one tour that we were on. I believe it was a Stay Classy tour, and the first date I think was in Dallas, and it was like a 1,500 cap, room, a big room, and I remember it was sold out, and I was not expecting it at all, and that led to the whole tour being sold out, and it was all House of Blues size venues, and it was just this huge jump for me. Still wasn't eating much because, as you can imagine, tour is expensive, but it was just such an amazing feeling to get to go out there and see these kids actually coming in. And I mean, this happened out of nowhere. I mean, I went from playing maybe 400, 500 cap rooms to these like really, really big, beautiful rooms, and all the people coming out and selling out, and people waiting outside and not getting tickets, and it was just like such a surreal moment for me. And I kind of knew that I was going down a path that was like, it was happening for me. One, pretty wild story of how my music affected another person was I got contacted, I think it was still back in the MySpace days, which is a long time ago. But it was a guy that was, he served in Afghanistan, and he got shot and was recuperating in the hospital for about 6 months. And he sent me a message on MySpace and told me that he basically listened to my music the whole time, and it was part of what helped him push forward through his recuperation, and that was something that really hit me pretty hard. And I mean, I get a lot of these stories. This one stuck out to me. This was like the first kind of big deal one. It's just amazing to know that what you do can help a person. It was a pretty crazy thing to hear, and I'm very, very honored to actually get to do this and have that connection with people. So I was touring for a few years. At that point, I was touring like 11 months out of the year, which is an extreme schedule for anyone. I was barely seeing my family. I was out all the time. I started seeing the publishing checks and started seeing the money, and it was, it was exciting. It was definitely like I was living a life, and I was starting to get used to it, because why not? You do exciting things, you meet exciting people, and you're on the road. Every day you're surrounded by people like reassuring you that like what you're doing is really good. So you start to get a little bit, I don't want to say full of yourself, but like a little bit full of yourself. It happens to anyone. I remember parts of it, but then other parts I just can't even think about, because I think I just passed by it because my head was so consumed with other things. I wasn't really living in the moment, unfortunately. Things like playing Jingle Ball and doing all these exciting things, it just it's like a little flash of a memory, and I guess I wasn't savoring it as much as I should have. But my follow-up album, Hear Me Now, when that came out, it wasn't as well received as A Twist to My Story, and I wasn't getting as much attention from the label because there were some other acts that they were really focused on at the time, and it just kind of led to me honestly not knowing how to react to it, because I was so used to this life and I wanted to maintain it, but I also didn't have a big connection with myself at the same time. It kind of led to me being like, just not like a great dude to be around. I was like kind of negative and, as I said, resentful, and I had to get out of that world. The first thing we decided to do, me and my management, is to leave the label and figure out what we want to do next. And I just needed some time away, from all that to like find my positivity and find my drive and like remember what it was like to write a song, because I really loved writing a song. And I kind of forgot about that because I was just expected to pound music out and write it nonstop and perform and produce, and it was all about like what I can give, and it stopped being about what I want to give. So yeah, I just took some time away, took some time to spend with my kids, took some time until I was ready to write again. People talk about writer's block, and it's definitely a thing, but I think it's, your brain telling you like it's not ready to write, like it's, not emotionally ready to write. I'm most proud of this record because, well, I'm as proud of this record as I am my first record, Awake, because I really feel I was in the same place when I wrote this one, except a little bit more experienced and a little bit more seasoned. So I'm just very excited to like come out the other end how I am now, because I feel like I'm just in better shape than I've been in a very long time. So working on this new record, about halfway through the record, I just needed a change. I was in like a little bit of a rut. I was just having trouble producing the record and second guessing myself and kind of like going around in circles. And I guess I needed a change in scenery, and I've heard lots of good things about Nashville, and so I ended up getting together with this great guy, Brandon Metcalf, who's got a studio out here in Nashville, and I flew out here to work on the new record and ended up finding my new home, and it really is it's been an amazing influence on me, and I think that it shows in the record. Honestly, I've never felt more secure and more happy about what I was doing than I do now. Honestly, positivity is a very, very important, infectious thing. One of the things I learned in the past few years is the more that you exude positivity, the people around you are going to be infected with it and want you to do well and want to help you do well and see you do well. It's amazing how far it can go. And if you look on the positive side of things, I have a second chance right now to really do amazing things, and I have a second chance to be better with my kids, and I have a second chance to decide where I want my life to go and not have it decided for me. And so I feel very, very blessed for that opportunity, and I'm definitely not going to let it go down the drain this time. I'm extremely excited to share my new music with you and get back on the road. I know it's been a while since I've been on the road, and that's honestly one of the things that I miss the most, is actually going to play shows and be face to face with all the people that have supported me and have stood by me when others have not. And so I'm just so excited to get back out there and share my new record, Undefeated, with you guys. It's going to be out very, very soon, and I'm just kind of on cloud 9 right now and ready to go, and hopefully you guys will take this ride with me. I'm John from Secondhand Serenade, and this was The Rise.